What is going on, everyone? We're going to give it a few minutes for, some folks who might be running late. But if I could get a sound check, if you guys could chat and send me a chat and make sure you guys can hear me okay, that'd be great. Awesome. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. This isn't really going to be some long, formal kind of webinar thing. This is going to be a little bit more informal, a little bit more spontaneous, have a little bit of fun, and just go over a few things. First and foremost, I hope everyone is safe and healthy with everything going on, and hopefully in the next few weeks here, we'll get back to normal, but I'm wishing you and yours health and happiness and safety and all those good things. And hopefully, like I said, in a couple weeks, we'll get back to normal. Is anyone still playing golf right now? Corey, yeah, we still have golf here in Tampa too. A lot of the courses are just walking only. Hopefully soon. A lot of the courses are walking only, and the driving ranges, our main kind of big driving range is still open. Some of the driving ranges at the courses are shut down. But honestly, I see a lot of people golfing right now. I think it's, yeah, I've seen that too, Corey, with the carts, one per person. We've had some of that here. Ram, no golf for you in Maryland. Sorry to hear that. We posted an article on our Facebook page, I think, and probably across all of our social media. But they were saying like the golf course is like one of the safest places to be at right now. Much safer than going to the grocery store, I'm sure. Sorry to hear that, Mike. I'm gonna give it one more minute, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully everyone is working on their putting indoors. Not the most sexy part of the game, but one of the most important. I actually just recently bought a new putting mat, so I've been using it pretty frequently as I've been self-isolating. Yeah, guys, for the chat, you're not going to see everyone chatting. I think I just set it up that way. We've been testing out some webinar software. This is a new one that we're testing out. So this one I think is set to private. I would have to change the settings. I'm not real sure how to do that yet. Jim, yeah, that's good. Glad to hear it. Just stay safe. Bring some hand sanitizer. How is the weather up there in New York, Jim? Is it already getting pretty warm? Hit and miss, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get started. And like I said just a few minutes ago, this isn't going to be some long, formal thing. I thought we would just have a little bit of fun. and 60s one day, 45 the next. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. I'll tell you that in a second. So real quick, let me just tell you who I am. So I'm Sean. I'm the founder of UpGlove. And if you guys don't know, or if you're not too familiar, hopefully you are, because a lot of you are already on our email list. So we're a golf glove subscription company. We're out of Tampa, Florida. We've been in business now, probably a little over 2 years, well, maybe 2.5, 3 years, but we've been shipping for a little over 18 months. Yep, go Bucks, champs. I'm actually a Cleveland Browns fan, though. So a little backdrop on me. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I went to Bowling Green State University for my undergrad. And then as soon as I graduated college, I moved down to Tampa, Florida, and I've been here ever since. And it's been, I think this will be my 17th or 18th year down here in Tampa, that's just crazy to me. I can't believe it's been that long. Time has gone by so fast. But yeah, so UpGlove is a golf glove subscription service. Essentially, just to make this real short, I got sick of paying $20+ for a good golf glove. I used to be a Titleist Permasoft guy, and I'd have to pay $24 at the pro shop. Because a lot of times I would forget to buy a glove. And once you start playing with like a soft grade Cabretta glove, it's so hard to play like some of the synthetic gloves. So I tried all kinds of budget golf gloves, and I would always just go back because they just felt crappy. So essentially, long story short, I ended up just going down this rabbit hole and started this company. It was really just to solve my own problem. And then we found a lot of people who had the similar issue of spending a lot of money for, a good glove. So that's a little bit about UpGlove and a little bit about me. I'm an avid golfer. I love golf. I really got into golf in college because I played sports and I could play golf for free. So I played a ton in college, like in the summertime. And then when I moved down to Tampa, I didn't really play that much until, probably about 4 or 5 years into Tampa, I started playing a lot again because people at work, I worked in the finance industry my whole career. I started playing a ton of golf with some of my friends at work, and then I caught the bug, and I've been back at it ever since. So I love golf. I'm one of those guys who like basically all day is watching golf videos and trying to work on my game. So yeah, I'm definitely have the bug. I love the game. I think it's a great game. There's nothing more that I like doing than going out with my buddies and playing golf. So that's a little bit about me and UpGlove. So what this webinar this little meetup is all going to be about today. So not sure how many of you saw it, but I sent out a survey, and we recently just started our blog, which is exciting for us because we've been wanting to do that for a while. We were delayed because we were waiting for an update on the back end, and then we finally got that to make the site look consistent. We actually redid the whole website. So anyways, we got the blog going. So I sent out a survey after our first blog post and basically asked everyone, like, kind of what are their biggest challenges with golf? And this was really just to help us write our next blog post. And basically what I got, I'm going to click to the survey. You guys won't be able to see this. I'm just going to kind of read off some of the things that I got back from the survey. So what is your biggest challenge with your golf game? So I got a ton of different responses, right? So I got putting, 75 to 100 yard green shots, accuracy, consistency with short irons around the greens, consistency, stop slicing, consistency when striking the ball, chipping from 70 yards, the mental game, striking long irons, slice, practice that produces better results on the golf course. That really hits home because that's what we're going to be talking about. Ball striking, consistency, mental mistakes, low point control. So essentially we got all kinds of different responses, which is great. It gives us a lot of different ideas for future content. But so what I thought about was, well, how can basically I help everyone? And this is, I'm not going to go into every single thing that's going to come up in the blog post because one, it's not all done. And two, we got to leave a little something, a little tease for you guys to check out the post. But the one thing that the one thing that I wanted to share with you guys today, as far as getting better at golf, and this is something that I've actually been doing for a little bit, and it does help. How many of you are familiar with variability training? Go ahead and type in the chat box. Ram's very familiar. New to you, just a little. Okay. New. Okay. None. All right. So variability training is basically, so most people, when they go to the range to go hit balls, they basically, absolutely, Ram. Basically what they do is they just kind of go through their bag, right? You may start with your wedges, then go to your 8-iron, your 6-iron, your 4-iron, your 3-wood, and your driver, and just kind of work through the bag. And you're basically hitting the same shot every single time. Well, variability training is essentially not doing any of that. Variability training is almost like you're playing golf, right? And I think that's the biggest thing, and something that I had to learn myself, because I was definitely that guy. And I think it's fine to warm up that way. Like if you just want to warm up, I think that's fine. But in order to play like really good golf, especially for amateurs, because we don't get to practice all the time, you need to incorporate variability training. And variability training, you can take it to the extremes, but think of it, the simplest thing that you could do really is take a scorecard and literally just use that and use that for your practice. So for example, if I take a scorecard with all the holes of the golf course and I hit a driver and it's a big slice or something like that, then maybe I have to hit like a little punch shot. You would hit like a little punch shot. You would do it like you're actually playing. And this teaches you really to kind of treat golf as a sport and be an athlete. And that's one thing that I really needed to do, because I was always like a decent ball striker. I was never a great driver of the ball until kind of recently. And I wouldn't say I'm great. I'm just a lot more consistent than I used to be. But I could always strike a lot of good shots, but I would score, my scores would not be indicative of how I played, at least for me. And part of that was short game. And then part of it is because I wasn't treating it as a sport. I was just trying to hit the same shot that I always do. And you can't do that because that's not what happens on the golf course. So with variability training, you're purposely hitting like hooks, slices, punch shots, hitting things on one leg, hitting out of divots. Like you're doing all these extreme things. You're hitting low, like one of the shots may be like a low fade. The next one might be a high draw. It might be a duck hook, right? And you're doing all of these things. And what it's shown, and there's proof, and there's data on all of this, and you guys can look some of that up if you want to. I'll try to link to it in our blog post when that comes out. And we'll probably get the blog post out in a couple, no problem, Kyle. We'll probably do that in a couple weeks. But there's data that shows When you do this, your performance on the golf course improves and you retain information for a longer period of time. It also shows that your practices, as far as like performance on like your practices, they're not going to be good. One, because I think it's super hard to measure, right? Because you're hitting these shots on purpose. But when you actually go out and try to perform on the golf course, you will actually play better. And there's statistical data on all this, that the retention you get from variability training is much greater than constant or blocked training, is what they call it. So that was a game changer for me. And the one thing that I would tell you guys is you just can't go out there and do the variability. And we're actually developing a resource when the blog comes out, and I'll try to email everyone on this webinar the resource. I'm actually making like a sheet that you guys can use to help you with your variability training. Essentially, it's just a Google sheet, and I have all your clubs, and you can change the clubs, and then I have all these different shots, and then you can randomize all of it. So when you do this variability training, you might be hitting driver, then you might be hitting sand wedge, and then you might be hitting 3-iron, and then you might be standing on one leg hitting a shot, you might be leaning to one side hitting a shot, you might hit a duck hook, you might hit a high fade. You'll be doing all different kinds of things. And it's going to give you an idea, because you can put whatever you want in there. There's actually an app for you guys to do this, but it's a paid app, and it's only for Apple. I know most people have Apple iPhones and whatnot. I'm actually an Android guy, so that's why I created the sheet. This type of training is going to help you guys perform better on the golf course. But the important thing to do with this type of training is you actually have to be thoughtful. And what I mean by that is, when you guys go out there and do this, develop a routine, right? So like when you're going to go hit a shot, like take your time, do your normal routine, whatever that is. There's tons of videos on YouTube as far as like if you're looking for a routine, but you want to be consistent with your routine. And then you want to be thinking about what actually happened. So for example, if I'm setting up for like a high draw, and I hate drawing the golf ball because I used to have a horrible hook. So I almost always try to hit a fade off the tee. But anyways, if I'm setting up for a high draw, I'm being very thoughtful on my setup, right? I'm being very thoughtful about looking at the type of shot that I want to hit, seeing it in the air. And then after you hit your shot, you need to analyze what just happened. So let's say I hit a fade when I was trying to hit like a duck hook. I need to be thinking about like, where was my weight? What just happened? My club face was open. I came over the top a little bit. I didn't come inside. You want to analyze what you're actually doing. All of this stuff is teaching your mind and your body how to react to hit golf and play it like a sport. When you do these things, your golf game is going to soar. It's going to go to new levels, but it takes some discipline to do that. The good thing is you probably won't hit as many balls at the range because you're going to be going through this process, and it takes a little bit more time. So you'll save some money on how many golf balls you hit at the range. I'm one of those guys who go to the range and I hit like 140 balls because I practice a lot of pitching. And then I'll kind of warm up with some of these shots, like, some block training where you're just kind of like normal people do, like most people do at the driving range. And then I go into variability training. Kyle can't see the screen. Sorry about that, Kyle. Is anyone else having problems with the screen, or is it back on? Screen is out. Okay, hold on. Okay, screen's okay for some people and not for others. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to turn off my camera and then turn it back on. I am fine. Okay, it seems like most people's okay, but I'm just going to turn off the camera for a second and then turn it back on to see if that helps some of the other folks. Okay, it's back on, looks like. Chant, so you're saying to play golf on the range and just make shots up. Yeah, you could do that. That would be like a very simple way to do that, Chance. You definitely, thanks, Jim. You definitely could do that where you could just kind of play like, 9 holes and take a scorecard and think about where your ball would land and what your next shot would be. Okay. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about playing better golf. If you guys incorporate the variability training and then you analyze what happens after the shot and you have a routine going into the shot, you're definitely going to play a lot better golf. And that was the one big thing for me is I had to think of golf as a sport. I even heard, I think it was Xander Schauffele, was talking about how he thinks putting is like an athletic thing, and most people don't. So there's a lot of things involved in golf where you just got to be an athlete, and a lot of us have the ability to do that. That doesn't mean you need to have a 40-inch vertical. Being a good athlete is also having good skills. Kyle, for wedges, I carry 4 wedges. So I have a pitching wedge, I have a 52, a 54, and a 58. I have Vokey wedges, but I played with Cleveland wedges in the past, and they were just as good. Okay, so that's the tidbit I wanted to share with you guys today. We're working on that blog post as we speak. And I'm guessing maybe in a couple weeks, because it's going to be like a pretty in-depth kind of thing, but we're going to map out like a game plan that you guys can utilize. So incorporate the variability practice. The next thing I wanted to talk about is my own swing. And I got a couple videos, not of me, but I have a couple videos, and I wanted to share those with you guys. This is actually pretty fun, doing this and talking with you guys and going through this because everyone's kind of stuck at home. But the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was my own swing. And real quick before I show you the videos, sure, Kyle, I can send you some stuff. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was my own swing. So I've been having like a ton of back issues. And most of the time I just power through it or whatever, but it's gotten to the point where it's like I got to do something differently. So I needed to do something to change my swing because it just wasn't working out as far as pain. I could play good golf, and this past year is the best that I've ever played. So I was constantly, either breaking 80 or right on the verge. Like there was like a 3-month period, I think, that I didn't shoot over 82. So I was playing some pretty good golf, but my back was just killing me. So I needed to do some things real quick on my game. I was a member. How many of you are familiar with Clay Ballard? Top Speed Golf is Clay Ballard. Yeah, so I was a member of Top Speed Golf for a little while, and honestly, it's great. Clay's awesome. I watch a ton of his videos, and his short game videos. Kyle is someone who you'll want to look up because his short game videos help me immensely. So I did Mike. He's pretty popular. He's got like 300,000 YouTube subscribers. And his training is awesome too. And I took that for like maybe a year, maybe a little bit longer. And, I don't think it's not his training that hurt my back. It's just for whatever reason, that swing that I was doing just wasn't helping. And then I watch a ton of videos on rotation. And just, I don't know, I needed to do something differently because my back was just hurting way too much. So anyways, I started looking at a few things, and a lot of things kind of led me to this, what I'm going to try for this new swing change. So I want to play a couple of videos here for you guys. They're short clips. Me and My Golf, which is a really popular YouTube channel, and Be Better Golf. I'm going to play those real quick. Before I play those, though, it wasn't just those two videos. So one of the things, Athletic Motion Golf, if you guys have not seen some of their stuff on YouTube, that's a great channel to follow. They measure everything. So one of the things, one of their videos, I don't know which one it was, but one of the things that they said amateurs don't do enough, and I've heard it from other people too, is we don't side tilt enough. So when you're in your backswing, I'm a right-handed golfer. I don't know how it looks on camera, if you guys see it, which way you see it, but I'm a right-handed golfer. And basically what you need to do is when you're going to your backswing, you need to side tilt. So if you're standing straight up and you just would lean to the side, you need to side tilt actually towards the target. Okay. I think the pros do it like on average, like at like 40 degrees or 39 degrees or something like that, which is quite, that's quite a bit. And so essentially most amateurs swing way too level. I was definitely one of those people. That's why I was duck hooking the ball a lot, I think. So I'm pretty conscious of side tilting. But I kind of forget about it every now and then, but I'm trying to make sure, left ear down, listen to the ground with that ear. I like that, Ram. That's actually a great, that's actually a great analogy. So you have to side tilt. He just heard it yesterday. Thanks for sharing that. So left ear down. I like that. So, when they showed like the difference between an amateur and a pro, they showed those differences, and like it's just dramatic because like the amateurs are like half that or something like that. So that's the cool thing about Athletic Motion Golf, is that they show you like what a pro does and what an amateur does, and they give you avatars of each side by side. They have some pretty cool videos. I'll watch a ton of those too. So I saw some of that. And then I saw another video of TXG. I think it's TXG, the Tour Experience folks. If you haven't watched them, that's another great YouTube channel for you guys. Anyways, one of the guys on there who hits all the shots and he bombs it. He's like a former hockey player. I don't think he played professionally or anything, but it's a Canadian. They're both Canadian. And this guy hits bombs. I mean, like he just torches the ball. But anyways, one of the videos that they showed when he was getting a swing lesson was the separation in the legs. So like as you're turning, putting more force like your knee, your front knee actually bending and your back leg straightening a little bit for additional power. So I saw those videos a little while ago. And then I came across these couple of videos that I'm going to show to you guys right now. I just kind of have to set it up. So here's me and my golf. This is a super popular YouTube channel, I'm sure.
Today we're going to talk you.
And let me just set this up because I'm skipping ahead here. So they're talking about, so one of the guys kind of has been making some swing changes, and that's what he's talking about in this video, in this clip that I'm going to share with you guys, is he's talking about some of the swing changes that he's making. So I'm going to play that now. First off, can everyone see the video? Cool. I agree, Kyle. All right.
Rounded. I've made it longer, and I've worked on my pivot.
I'm going to the irons as well. So basically, my backswing was getting a little steep, and my downswing as a result was a little bit steep. I wasn't shallowing the downswing. So what I've worked at is just getting the club here a little bit more on plane, a little bit more rounded in the backswing as a result, and definitely longer. And then because of what I've done with my pelvis, it's a lot easier for me to then shallow the club on the way down. So I can play a draw now. I was struggling to play draw. It was only fade I could play. But playing draw again now, and I can still play the fade.
So in that first move away, Pierce, the club before was a little bit in front of the hands, wasn't it? 2 inches there. It just shows where you want to be now. So much more in line with the hands there, much more rounded with that club.
Yeah.
Definitely noticeable in the swing now.
Definitely noticeable.
Pelvis, you mentioned the pelvis. Talk us through this.
Yeah, definitely. So what would happen? I mean, I didn't sway. So what would happen? I mean, I definitely have this move where I move off the ball a little bit this way. It wasn't really a sway, but I was definitely getting my right hip over here more than I would like, because I always felt that if I actually worked when I was swinging back,
my pelvis moved towards the target. If you look at some of Justin Rose's swings, and you see that pelvis with Justin move a little bit towards the target, going into the top of the backswing with his irons, that then allows me to have a little bit more room to shallow my arms and club down on the downswing. So I felt that I just basically got a little bit more room. The one thing I have to be careful with that is because I've got a lot of shaft lean, that I have to make sure the ball doesn't go too far back, otherwise I'll be getting crazy big divots. So the ball goes forward a little bit as a result.
I like it. So the hips are really working a little bit more this way in the backswing. I think a lot of people can sort of really learn from that, helping them create a better pivot motion.
Absolutely.
Okay, right, let's fire one away then, Pierce. Second shot here, 17th.
Okay. And that's kind of what I see. I mean, there's no real fight. Probably a 1 yard draw. Maybe the wind's helping it a little bit, but
not too bad.
That's pretty good. Well. Yeah, I mean, if I get.
Okay, so to be honest with you, what this guy was describing really resonated a lot with me, because it was a great divot. Because I didn't sway in my previous swing either, and I would always take the club a little bit more out, and I just kind of developed that because I was always so afraid of hooking. And it does help you kind of promote, if you take it on the outside, it does help you to come on the inside too. But for me, it just worked on the fact, like when I took the hands out, I felt like I didn't come as far on the inside. And then he talked about the pelvis rotating, and that was another thing I've seen. I just saw a video from Jake. His name's Jake Hutt. If he's on Instagram, he has a YouTube channel too. You guys should definitely follow. He does like these 1 minute videos, and they're funny, and they're pretty informative too in 1 minute. But anyways, that really resonated with me. Now I got another video, and I'm sorry about the echo. I didn't know how all this works, so I didn't know if it was going to be playing. So now I know that you guys can hear it. I got another video, and why I'm playing these, think about everything that I just told you before the videos, and think about like a swing, like a format of a swing, something that's like named, because that's what I'm going to be sharing with you and what I'm going to be trying to do. All right, so let's play this next one. To set up this video, this is from Be Better Golf. This guy loves golf more than anyone, I think, honestly. I don't know him personally. We've emailed each other a couple times. He's potentially, going to be like an Up Glove ambassador or whatnot. But this guy like loves golf more than anyone, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and play his video. And what he did was, because of the coronavirus and everything, some of these PGA coaches or former players were doing online lessons for people for like $10, and he decided to do it. And that's kind of the backdrop of this. So let me go ahead and cue this up for you guys. And I'll make sure to mute my mic this time after I find the spot.
Like it as much in the face on it. Like it as much in the face on it.
I think he's at the part that I want to show you guys. Actually, you know what? There's two parts. So I'm going to play it from here.
And he thought that my impact could be really improved by just changing my weight distribution, add impact a little bit. So he gave me this drill to do. So here's Steven with the drill that he wants me to do.
So we're going to focus on two things. One is going to be your weight transfer into the ball, and a good drill. So when you get to about right here in the takeaway, to pick up this lead foot and then drive through the ball. Is when you get to about right here in the takeaway, to pick up this lead foot and then drive through the ball. So you get here, drive through the ball, and start getting your weight to go towards your target. And then once you get that, start getting here to control that face instead of it rolling over. To hold that angle as long as you can.
So I took that advice and I went out the next day and I practiced it a lot out on the course. It was a much better learning experience for me to hit some wedges that way, some 5-irons, some drivers all over the golf course. It was a lot more instructive to me because you see how it works in certain swings and it doesn't work in other swings, and it's a much more organic learning process. Because if I had gone to the range, even though I know that it's not the best way to learn, I know that I would have hit 100 balls with 7-iron, doing this drill again and again. So here is the drill swing.
Real quick, I wanted to stop it there because did you hear what he just said? It was just what we were talking about, variability training. He goes, even though I know this is not the best way to learn, to go out there and hit a bunch of shots. I didn't even realize that was in the video, but I just thought that was funny. All right. Next point is coming up, I believe.
That I did, and right away I sent that to Steven. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a world of difference better." It's like the real difference you can see in the down the line is how much less toss there is post impact. Usually I'd be squared impact and you see a lot of toss afterwards. So I thought that was really interesting and I really liked it. And also during this time, Milo Lines, who runs this YouTube page called Golfletics and also an Instagram page by the same name, Golfletics, sent me this little review of a bad drive that I had hit, or kind of a glancing drive that I had hit.
Quick analysis of what I see in your golf swing. So I drew a line on your right hip and one about a ball outside your left hip. That's about how much I'd like to see lateral. Line on top of your head and a line on the zipper on your shirt. Now as you start back, you kind of break the line on your right leg. So I'd like to see you stay inside of that and actually move about the amount you did the other way, adding a little bit of depth in your hips. And that depth is the thing that makes your head lower. So the reason that you're not lowering is you're not adding any depth in your hips and you don't have quite enough left side bend. You've taken out quite a bit of the lateral slide that you used to have that caused you to get dumped under. So that's better. There's still a little bit more there to take out, and that'll come out as your pivot improves. So that's what I would work on. Get a little more left side bend, hips a little deeper, sit down in transition, and get out of the way.
So Milo was really concerned about this left shoulder getting high, and in playing with what Steven told me about the weight transfer and then what Milo said about going up and down too much and also side to side too much, I really saw that if I keep that left shoulder low in the backswing and in transition, never let it get flat or high, the lower body in the backswing takes care of itself. If I keep that left shoulder low, the sway goes away on its own. Yeah, so I've been hitting a lot. Drivers have to go pretty well forward. And
okay, so that was really good because that mentioned a few things that we talked about. One, the side tilt that we talked about a little bit earlier, how most amateurs, like the pros, do it like twice as much as amateurs do. And then similar to Pierce from Me and My Golf about his hip, even though it wasn't like a ton, you could hear that professional tell him like it needs to be going like the other way, right? So I have all these things that have resonated with me, and then I watched this other guy, and I'll share him in a second. But before I do that, I just wanted to tell you guys, when you hear all these things and you think of a swing, like a swing program, does anything come to mind? This swing would have came out like 10 years ago. No guesses? Ram, you got it. Stack and tilt. So I'm not one of those guys who is it has to be one way or the other. I like learning all these different things. That's why I was a member of Top Speed Golf. So I'm watching all these videos, and then I watch this guy. His name's Tom Segudo. He's a younger guy. He's a PGA member and everything. And he has a YouTube channel, which has been growing I swear to God, 10 days ago, he was at 10,000. Now he's at 20,000. So he's been producing a lot of content. He's gaining 1,000 new subscribers every day. Anyways, I started watching some of his videos, and after wasn't piecing all this together, and thinking stack and tilt. So what this guy said is his journey to become, and he has a video on this, his journey to become a PGA member, he was 2 weeks out from his test, and he played the course that he was going to take the test on, and he shot over 90, 94. And he realized there was no way he was probably going to pass this unless he did something dramatically. So he basically learned stack and tilt in 2 weeks, and then shot mid 70s. I think it's 2 rounds that they do. I actually spoke to him on the phone. So anyways, he learned the stack and tilt in a couple weeks, and he ends up becoming a PGA member when he was doing all the other stuff, and he was just lost basically. So, but a lot of those things that we're hearing about, and no one's calling it stack and tilt, but a lot of those principles, the side tilt, your hip getting out of the way, Pierce talking about getting more depth essentially with a wider swing, which for me, the problem with me and Penda, our shipping girl who ships all the golf gloves for everyone, she'll come with me. She's taken up golf now, and she's caught the bug. She loves playing golf. I'll have her film, and I think I'm taking a short swing, and the thing is still getting way too far. And then it's I can't create any power. When I try to shorten it to what it would be, I feel like I can't create any power. And the reason is because I'm not creating enough depth, right? And that's something that the stack and tilt promotes, is a lot of depth. So anyways, I went out to the range a couple times. I know I probably shouldn't have, because I have golfer's elbow right now. And so I probably shouldn't have done that, but I couldn't help myself. But anyways, I went out to the range a couple of times. And this is just off of watching videos on YouTube, but this stack and tilt thing actually has some validity to it. I went out to the range yesterday, and I kid you not, my driving of the golf ball, like I don't think I ever had a range session where I felt like that effortless. And I you know, I'm a fairly long hitter. I didn't lose any distance. I felt like my swing was still kind of short, but I wasn't losing any distance at all. And I hit like a ton of balls. And I also, like, with my irons and everything, I just don't have any, I didn't have any big misses. Usually when I get, and I'm a pretty decent ball striker, but like still when I hit 140 balls at the range, I'm going to have some wayward ones. I felt like I didn't have any that would not have been like playable out there. So real quick, before I ask you guys something, how many of you have heard of the stack and tilt? Has everyone heard of the stack and tilt? Ram, obviously you have because you pointed it out. Jim? Chance, no. The one thing that Corey, yes, okay. The one thing that I like about it, it's pretty simple. Like you wouldn't need, like, if you get your own video and you watch a few YouTube videos, like I feel like anyone could probably learn it. Like you wouldn't need like a coach, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure a coach would help, but like I feel like you could learn it. Like I went out there day one and was able to hit some good shots. And now I've been playing golf, you know, and I've been an athlete like my whole life, but this isn't like difficult things. So anyways, what I wanted to ask you guys before I talk to you guys about hooking you guys up with the free golf glove, would you guys be interested in me being kind of like your guinea pig of going out there and trying to learn the stack and tilt and sharing you guys like kind of my journey to like the swing change? Kyle said, yeah. Corey, Jim, a chance. All right. It looks like a lot of people are saying, yeah. So I have to wait till this thing heals up a little bit. But I'll get out there and film it and maybe do some of these sessions just to kind of talk you guys through it, because I just got to do something for my back. I'll tell you what, my back didn't hurt at all. Yeah, Ram, I kind of heard the same thing. I felt like I wasn't really losing too much off the tee. Yeah, Kyle, I would say for baseball swings, it's that side tilt. I think it was Ram who said ear to the ground, or listen to the ground. I feel like people who have a baseball swing get really flat and don't keep their spine angle at address. All right. So yeah, I don't know. Like, and the top speed golf training from Clay, like all that is super. That was great training. This isn't nothing like negative about anyone's. You know, we're all different people. We're all built differently. There's certain swings that resonate with more people. I just started, like, all this stuff was just kind of accumulating, and then when I saw like that Tom Segudo guy talk about stack and tilt and whatnot, I'm like, man, that's other stuff that other people that I've been seeing recently are saying the same thing. They're just not calling it that. But it's just a simplified way to swing the club. So I'll do that. I'll take some videos and out at the range so you guys can kind of see that happening. Okay. So this is longer than I wanted it to go, but I was kind of having fun. Hopefully you guys all had fun as well. So I'm going to send you guys. I set something up to send you guys for the glove. Hopefully, let me see if I set this up right. Oh, not that. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that now. So real quick, so let me, I don't know if can I move this thing? Let me explain real quick about the free glove. So the only thing that we ask you guys to cover is the shipping and handling, and it's not going to be like one of these things where they charge you like $13 or something. It's less than $6. It's $5.99. To be honest with you, depending on where you live, that won't even cover all of our costs. Our shipping costs are anywhere from $3 to $4. And then I have to pay people to actually ship them out to you guys. But anyways, so here's how this is going to work. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Getting a lot of good feedback there. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. This was very kind of like spur of the moment thing, but I watch all these videos all the time and just love golf. So it was kind of cool to do this. So real quick on the free glove. So here's the deal. With the free glove, so you pay $5.99. Now I want to be really upfront, and I created a video on the page, but I'll just tell everybody here. So as I told you guys before, we're a subscription service. So when you sign up to get this free glove, the way that it works is when you go ahead and click the button, you'll see these coupon codes that are going to be there, and they're going to take the price of it down to $5.99 to cover the shipping. You are going to subscribe to our service. You can cancel at any time. If you really wanted to, you could sign up and get the free glove. You can go to upglove.com. There's a login button in the footer. You log in there and you could cancel. You guys can do that. Obviously, I don't want you to do that. We provide a great glove. Matter of fact, let me show the gloves. This is, we have a gray glove and a white glove. And this is the big thing on here is, well, there's two things. One is the soft top grade Cabretta leather. And then our back is mesh. So the back of our glove is mesh. The reason for it, I designed this glove. So the thing about the mesh is that it breathes a lot better. So your glove doesn't get crusty, and it just feels better because there's a little give and mold to it for your hand. So it's just a better feeling. But then all the important stuff like the Cabretta leather for the palm is all there. So when you sign up for this, you're going to sign up for the service. Hopefully you stick around. It's a very flexible subscription service. You guys can pause at any time and you can cancel at any time. And we have monthly and quarterly options. And hopefully, take advantage of it. Even if you guys just wanted the free glove, get the free glove and then you can go ahead and cancel. But I really do feel if you guys test out the glove and you guys see what we do, like we have our own custom packaging as well. It comes in this nice packaging. I don't know do I have oh yeah. You get a little thank you card. And then you get a little back of this for returns or whatever. So we have our customers stick with us for a long time. So, and if any of our customers are on the chat or on this webinar, just email us and I'll send you a free glove in your next shipment. So you guys are already getting the shipment, so you don't have to pay anything. Just email us and we'll send you a free glove. So, but the service is great. Definitely take advantage of it. And if you want to pause at any time, it's simple to do. You just shoot us an email. We pause it right away. We respond every ticket we get. There hasn't been one ticket ever that went over 24 hours, except on the weekend. Most of our average response time is under 3 hours. So we have a super awesome customer support team. We really look after our customers, and the bottom line is it's a great glove. If you guys know who Eric Cagorno is, another YouTube guy, if you go to upglove.com, he is one of our ambassadors. He tested out our glove, and so we have a really great product. So anyways, guys, take advantage of that. I don't know how long the deal is going to be up. We'll leave it up for a few days, but go ahead and take advantage of that. But I had a lot of fun, and we'll be doing this again soon, and I'll be sharing the stack and tilt, my journey with that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it exactly the way it's supposed to be done, but I'm going to try to implement that, and hopefully it will improve my golf game. And then I will also Kyle, will you just email me what you were thinking? You can email support@upglove.com and mention what you just mentioned. Thanks, Ram. I appreciate it, man. I really do. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. This was awesome. This was great. But yeah, we'll do more of this. And I will. I'll be sending out an email once we update the blog post as far as like the whole better golf thing. But the variability is like one of the big ones, and we're gonna put all that in there, and people will get a free resource, that sheet that I'm creating where you can randomize everything to help you guys with your golf game. I'll be using it too because I need help too. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. And I will be talking to all of you soon, and definitely take advantage of the free glove. Thanks, everybody. Let's see if I can turn this off. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Ram.